This big guy is an open-billed stork. The gap in its bill allows it to feed on mollusks, freshwater snails, slugs, mussels, and an occasional frog. Storks are long-necked, large birds related to herons, flamingos, and ibises. Most storks are monogamous and breed in mixed colonies, along with cormorants, herons, spoonbills, darters, and other storks. They lay 3 to 5 eggs, and in some years their breeding success is less than 1 young per year. Storks are nearly voiceless, but when they get excited, they make clattering sounds with their bills by snapping their bills together. This is a yellow-billed stork. It's larger than the open-billed stork. They adapt to their environment and they're intelligent birds. They stand on one leg and use the other foot to stir up the water to flush out prey. While wading through water with their bills open, they have a snap bill reflex. Once they make contact with prey, the bill snaps shut almost automatically. Then they swallow the prey whole. Their diet consists of crustaceans, small frogs, fish, insects, and worms. They follow moving crocodiles and hippos through the water and feed behind them. I guess they don't have any fear of crocodiles. Why aren't the crocodiles eating these storks? Maybe they're just sunbathing, resting, or not hungry. Obviously, this crocodile was hungry. They are not social birds unless they're breeding, but they breed all the time. Like other storks, they nest in colonies and build large nests in the treetops. They are monogamous until one dies. Both sexes incubate and feed the chicks. If it gets super hot, they regurgitate water over the young chicks to cool them down and for water intake. Not only is the marabou stork the largest stork, it also has the largest wingspan of any land bird. It stands 5 feet tall and the wingspan can be up to 10 feet. They're not that active during the daytime, and if they get hot, they cool down by pooping on their legs. During courtship, that red sac connects to the left nostril. It acts as a resonator, producing a guttural croak. It's nicknamed the Undertaker due to those black wings, and it eats rotten carcasses. Like vultures, they have no feathers on top of their head. The marabou stork is dominant over the vulture. These vultures are on the endangered species list. Spoonbills are found on every continent except for Antarctica. This is the African spoonbill, and I love watching them. They wade through shallow water, swaying their bills back and forth, trying to snatch up prey. The head is small, the bill is long and flattened into a spoon at the end. They have a nostril at the base of their bill so they can breathe while the bill is in the water. Their diet consists of mostly fish, so their poop really stinks. Just like their relative, the stork, they nest in the tops of trees. Both sexes incubate the eggs and care for the chicks. They are monogamous, but some wayward males mate with as many females as they can get. The babies are called teaspoons. How cute is that? The chicks are born with short yellow bills. Continuing the tabletop terminology, a group of spoonbills is called a vole. These juveniles are ready to fledge the nest in about 8 weeks. Now we come to the majestic flamingos. There are 2 kinds of flamingos in Africa, the greater flamingo and the lesser flamingo. We only saw the greater flamingo. The greater flamingo is the heaviest and the tallest. It can stand up to 5 feet tall and weigh up to 9 pounds. The lesser flamingo is only about 3 feet tall and can weigh maybe 4.5 pounds. Here's a photo of both species. You can see the difference by their color and size. This sounds pretty disgusting to me, but in Roman times, flamingo tongues were pickled and were a delicacy. Groups of flamingos are called a flamboyance. Oh my God, we're finally getting them. This is fabulous. When looking at the legs of a flamingo, what we think is their knee is actually their ankle. Flamingos are filter feeders, and they turn their heads upside down to eat in the water. Some flamingos migrate north to Utasha Park to breed and lay their eggs on the flooded salt pans of the Utasha pan. Babies are fed a bright red liquid called crop milk that both parents secrete. It drains the parents of their colors, and they look washed out. Most parents are familiar with that feeling. Rising waters are having a toll on some nesting sites. This is the smallest bee eater. The sexes are alike, and like other bee eaters, they remove the stinger by hitting the bee against the branch. They eat insects, especially bees and wasps, and they catch them in the air. They lay 4 to 6 eggs. Both sexes incubate the eggs and care for the young. Like other bee eaters, they nest in burrows near riverbanks. I just enjoy these African wattled lapwings, what we call a plover. This is a large lapwing and a wading bird with large yellow facial wattles. You can't miss them, and they are unmistakable with their beep beep calls. They feed on insects. They nest on the ground and lay 3 to 4 eggs. Look closely, you can see some eggs underneath the lapwing. Wild ostriches were almost hunted to extinction in Namibia for their feathers in the late 19th century. Native to Africa, the ostrich is the largest bird on Earth and lays the largest of all bird eggs. Males can reach a height of up to 9 feet and can weigh over 300 pounds. Ostriches are flightless, but they can run at speeds of over 45 miles per hour. They eat succulents, grasses, roots, leaves, selected flowers and seeds. Flowers and pods of the acacia tree are a favorite. Copulation takes only 1 minute for an orgasm. The nest is a shallow depression scratched in the dirt by the male. Ostrich nests are communal. Several ostriches lay their eggs in the same nest. Then one male and one female take turns incubating the eggs. Each female lays between 7 and 10 eggs, so there could be up to 50 eggs in one nest. The incubation period is about 42 to 46 days. When they hatch, the chicks are about the size of a barnyard chicken. Ostriches live in groups, which helps with defense. There's a dominant male and a dominant female. The dominant male establishes and defends the territory. These 2 ostriches are on alert. The female sinks to the ground, and the chicks bury themselves under her feathers. The male then chases after the hyenas. The clan is getting cautious just before the male ostrich strikes their leader. One strike with that foot could kill. All this excitement with only a few ruffled ostrich feathers. An ostrich hook is powerful. It's armed with long claws that are capable of disemboweling and killing with a single blow. Helmeted guinea fowl are native to Africa. Dan and Karen, our friends who live on a farm in Nebraska, raise these guineas. Farmers love guineas because not only do they sound an alarm in case of intruders, but they eat ticks, flies, locusts, maggots, snails, and other pests. In the wild, they're monogamous and they mate for life. Males can lose around 15% of their body weight during breeding season because they are busy engaging in courtship feeding. They catch and drop food in front of the female. They nest in tall grasses or bushes. They spend most of their time foraging for food on the ground. They will fly if alarmed or when they roost at night. Once the eggs are hatched, the males will help with care of the chicks. Parents are very aggressive toward predators. They will drive off animals as large as jackals, baboons, even humans, and they will growl. The pale chanting goshawk sits on top of trees or poles and watches for unsuspecting prey. It might dive down, fly quickly through the air, or run around the ground chasing the prey. It will eat just about anything: insects, snakes, birds, mammals, and even roadkill. They build their nest on tops of thorny acacia trees, lining their nests with interesting materials like rags and wool, peacock feathers, and even dung. The female lays 2 eggs, but only 1 chick will survive. The larger of the 2 chicks will kill the other one. That's called insiblicide. Look at this beauty. It's called a roller because it has an amazing flight display rolling side to side, making this harsh cry. It perches on tops of trees so that it can spot insects, small birds, and amphibians. They nest in natural holes like in trees. They lay 2 to 4 eggs. The eggs are incubated by both parents. These birds become extremely aggressive in defense of their nests. The feathers have a wide array of 8 colors in its coat. During courtship, the roller will fly 500 feet high into the sky, then close its wings and dive to the ground at the highest speed, then roll left and then right. Oxpeckers live in association with many species of herbivores, ranging from small warthogs and impalas to the big giraffes, buffalo, and rhinos. These birds spend their daylight hours picking and consuming parasites off their host. It's a win-win relationship known as mutualistic symbiosis. Both species involved gain several advantages from the relationship. They also warn their host of danger by sudden flight and rasping calls. We loved watching these black corand. The contrast of the black and the white with the red beak was beautiful. These pictures just don't do it justice. They eat insects, termites, ants, grasshoppers, beetles, spiders, ticks, and seeds. They nest on the ground, and if disturbed, he will take to flying. She will run, but then she'll freeze. That's why she never is seen. What is this strange sound? That's the call of the koi bustard, mating call. It's spring, and the males are in courtship display to attract the females. These flamboyant plumes are designed to impress, and they pump up their chests for greater effect. Strutting and posturing bring in the ladies. the female must approve its suitor. The Kori buster is the largest flying bird native to Africa, and it may be the heaviest living animal capable of flight. The male is twice the size as the female.
Oh, look at that.
And can be up to 40 pounds in weight. The male tries to mate with as many females as possible and does not help in raising the young. They are calm and intelligent birds. This one is taking a dust bath. The Rupert's parrot is quieter than other parrots. It's endemic to Africa. They nest in tree cavities, and it eats mainly seeds and flowers and anthropods. In rainy season, it prefers flowers and insects. As the male matures, it loses its blue color. I love the little yellow rump on these red-eyed bulbuls.